Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Ruby with only version exclusives was a fun team run. Let's follow that up with a classic Gen 1 solo run. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Red with a team of only one Clefairy? So in Gen 1, Clefairy is just a normal type Pokemon with pretty low stats. Technically it's a little weaker in Gen 1 because of its combined special stat, but it's very, very slight. We have a good amount of health for our first form Pokemon, but our speed is pretty bad. We're better at special than we are attack, but all normal moves are physical in Gen 1, so we might not be that great with normal moves in general. Speaking of, by level up, we only learn normal attacks. We can get Light Screen, but of course, that does no damage. In fact, the only attacking moves that we learn at all are Pound and Double Slap, so nothing good. The Rock Gym is for sure going to be an issue. We do get Metronome, but it's unreliable by nature, so TMs are going to be the way to go. Speaking of, we get a massive TM list we can learn. I'm mostly interested in the special ones here, and there's a lot of great ones on the list. Bubble Beam, Ice Beam, Blizzard, Thunderbolt, Fire Blast, Psychic. There's a lot of awesome choices here. I'm thinking our final moveset is probably going to be Body Slam, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Psychic. Although Gen 1 has a more accurate Blizzard, so I might do that instead of Ice Beam in the long run. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through with the challenge, so all this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. We've got a pretty good TM move list, so I figure I can win, but our low stats might cause some real issues along the way. I worry that our bad speed stat could make Pokemon like Alakazam into a real problem. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Clefairy. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So, right off the bat, I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Bulbasaur with Clefairy so that we can do the whole run with it. I name him Clenormal, because that's hilarious. Alright, so early game travel. As is the norm for Gen 1 runs where we don't have a grass or water move early on, this is gonna take a while. Now, on the upside, as a normal type, we do more damage with normal moves, but that means we're trying to overpower a bunch of high defense rock types with Pound. I figure maybe Double Slap could end up being better because it's a multi-hit move, but then again, if we're dealing 1 damage per hit, then we probably can't win anyway, so it's probably Pound that will get us the win. Then again, having more power points just by having Double Slap could help out. I guess the real question is if we're just gonna need to hit level 24 and use Minimize before we can win. I think maybe we could win around level 20, but we'll have to wait and see. As soon as we're done the Rock Gym though, we can pick up the TM for Water Gun, and that'll be our first special move. We won't be hitting super hard with it or anything, but it'll be nice to at least have a move for taking out future rock types. The first 2 gyms are probably going to be pretty hard, but after that, we can get some better moves and hopefully have a reasonably smooth middle game. It's hard to say though, low speed can make even a simple fight a lot harder, and crits are based on base speed in this game, so I don't plan to crit very much. I'll get to at least level 16 or so, then try the Rock Gym. I figure there's no point in trying before that. So at level 16, I tried the Rock Gym. It both went better and worse than I expected, if that makes any sense. Right away, I had a never-ending fight with Geodude where I put him to sleep over and over, just for him to use 5 entire full heals to remove the sleep. Yeah, Brock has 5 full heals per Pokemon. It's really weird, and because in early game you're not really going to have many status affliction moves, most players probably don't even know that he has one. Eventually, I just hit 6 Growls and then used Pound until he went down, but second was Onix, and he was faster, so he kept hitting Bide. The problem is, he's a pretty fast Pokemon in general, and we're a pretty slow one, so even with him not having stat experience, he'll probably be faster than us for quite a while. I came kinda close to taking him out, but I need some luck at this point if I want to win, so leveling up more seems like the best move. I seem to be doing 2 damage per pound. If I could get that up to 3 damage, then maybe it won't be so bad. Alright, level 18, now we have Double Slap. Now sometimes it hits 3 times, but it's still a really weak move. Really, the only reason it helps us is because it gives us another 10 power points to work with. Thanks to that, we were able to take out Geodude with a lot more health left. That saved more Sings for Onix. It wasn't all that helpful since we're still slower, it misses a lot, and he still uses 5 full heals, but it did get us a few extra hits in the long run. We got hit by Screech a lot this time, so his tackles were doing much more damage than before, but in the end we still won mostly because he didn't use Bide as much as last time. Bide really is his most dangerous move when we're having a chip fight like this. That means that we're on the road, and I'm naturally fighting every trainer that I can for levels. I made sure to grab the TM for Water Gun the moment that I got into Mount Moon. I'd be crazy not to. While we're talking, it's worth pointing out that we're actually in the fast leveling category. That means we need about 20% less experience to hit max level by the end of the game. It's not enough that we want to go skipping trainers, but it's enough that we might not need to grind as much over the course of the game. Considering this game uses stat experience instead of effort values, and thus it'll take much longer to max out, being in the fast leveling category is extra important. Rare candies would be more punishing in this generation than in most, so being in the fast leveling category means it won't matter as much that I won't be using rare candies until much later, if at all. I gotta look at the positives, right? Especially considering we have both a rival fight and a water gym coming up, and I'm likely gonna lose both of them if I don't seriously level up. We'll see what happens when I get there. I'm gonna keep fighting trainers. On our way there, though, I took the Helix Fossil. I knew that if I didn't say what I took, you'd all ask. Actually, now that I think about it, everyone asks anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. So I get to the water gym at level 24, and although Staryu was really easy, Starmie didn't go so hot. Gen 1 crits are based on base speed, and Starmie is incredibly fast, so naturally it crit us twice in a row. Plus, it used an X-Defend right off the bat, so Pound really wasn't doing much. Maybe I'll just try the fight a few times. Better luck with crits and X-Defend could lead us to an early win. Maybe Sing would be worth using. Its accuracy is terrible, but Sleep is really strong in Gen 1. And also, Misty just uses random moves, so she might just use Tackle, and she's awful with it. Wow, next try and we won entirely because Misty forgot how to fight. She never attempted Bubble Beam, instead deciding that Tackle was the way to go. Weirdly enough, I felt like I was doing almost the same amount of damage before and after she used her X-Defend. Not really sure why. Like, I'm sure I did a bit less, but it didn't change that much. Hey, I'm not complaining, a win is a win. Now we have the TM for Bubble Beam. Maybe our rival will be easy. Wow, the rival went great on the first try. Normally this is hard because of Sand Attack, but on the first try he just used Gust and Quick Attack, so he pretty much squashed his whole team no problem. Bubble Beam really helped. Well, this is one of those rare runs where I got the water gym done before the rival fight, so I guess I'm just gonna fight my way through Nugget Bridge and then go straight to the SSN. Obviously, I'm gonna pick up Body Slam the moment I get there, because it's gonna be the best normal move we can get our hands on. Now, weirdly enough, in Gen 1, no moves can cause a status affliction to a Pokemon of the same type. So Thunder Shock can't paralyze an electric type, and Poison Sting can't poison a poison type. Now, some of that makes sense, you know, you can't normally poison a poison type, at least unless you use a bug move. Look, Gen 1 is a little weird. But a weird side effect of that is that Body Slam can't paralyze normal types. How weird is that? Still, most of what we're fighting won't be a normal type, so I guess it's still pretty good. I figure that the rival fight on the SSN will be pretty easy considering it wasn't a problem a moment ago, and the Electric Gym is normally pretty easy, so I have a good feeling about the next chunk of the run. Yeah, that's what I thought. I totally stomped them. Our faster leveling is really keeping us ahead of them. They didn't stand a chance. Will the Electric Gym be any harder? Nope. In fact, it was even easier. We only took 3 damage the whole fight. Part of that is Surge not fighting very well, but still, that gets us the TM for Thunderbolt, and I'm gonna use it right away because that move is awesome. With that done, we're on the move, and we have tons of new moves that we can get access to. Ice Beam is dirt cheap to get in Celadon City, and I can hit up Saffron to get the Psychic TM for free, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grab both right away. This means ditching Bubble Beam and Sing, but that's fine. Psychic and Ice Beam are way more reliable anyway. I figure that Ice Beam might even get us an early win at the Grass Gym, so I'm gonna try and do that a little bit earlier than I normally would. I'm really holding out hope that the fast leveling category will mean that we don't have any more grinding in the run, as long as I fight the trainers as I travel. But I don't want to get my hopes up too much. Let's see how the Grass Gym goes. Wow, Grass Gym goes great. It's probably a good thing that we get hit by Poison Powder right away, because that means they couldn't paralyze us or put us to sleep, and those would be a lot more dangerous. We still took a bit of damage, but it was nothing too serious. Ice Beam made pretty short work of them. That means I'm clearing the Rocket Hideout next. So I think that the next few fights could be really easy since the first Giovanni fight and the Pokemon Tower rival fight tend to be simple, but after that is the Poison Gym where a lot of wacky stuff can happen. Now, we don't have Bubble Beam anymore, so the rock types could be a little bit harder, but Ice Beam still does a decent job, and it's probably going to be enough just fine. Let's go get them out of the way real quick, then we can take on the Poison Gym, and maybe even do the Fire Gym early. You know, that's always something I look forward to doing. Now, believe it or not, but we actually almost fainted in the Giovanni fight, but it was just because of the double whammy of me showing up without full health, then us getting crit by a bite that also made us flinch. We won, but it was really close. The rival, on the other hand, just a sweep. We didn't get hurt at all. We've got moves that are super effective against most of his team now, so it wasn't much of an issue. I could see Alakazam being an issue later in the run, but when it's still a Kadabra, it's really not that bad. Think we could sweep the Poison Gym with Psychic? Because I think we probably will. So the Poison Gym went amazingly, mostly because Koga didn't even attempt to fight us. I mean, against the Weezing, he had 2 different chances to hit us, and instead he just used X attack both times. I get that he wants to deal more damage, but in the end he did nothing. That means I'm gunning straight for the Fire Gym. You know I gotta try it early. It's tradition. Now, I made sure to pick up the TM for Blizzard along the way, since Gen 1 Blizzard has 90 accuracy, but I'm not gonna bother learning it yet. If later in the run we need to deal more damage with ice moves, then that's probably the solution, but for now Ice Beam is still doing really well. Plus, it's not like ice moves are going to help us much in the Fire Gym. I think I'm just going to try and body slam my way through and see what happens. Alright, so Growlithe right away uses Agility, but we paralyze him. Interestingly enough, Agility brought his speed up so much that he was faster in spite of being paralyzed and hit Leer. We took him out, and next was Ponyta, who did nothing thanks to trying to use potions with full health, just to be followed by a Rapidash, who also tried to use potions with full health. It actually got some hits in on us thanks to Fire Spin trapping us and Stomp just hurting a lot, but we still moved on to Arcanine with half of our health left. Last was Arcanine, who tried to use a full health potion, then just kept healing back up as we slammed him. We ended up paralyzing him and nearly taking him out, but a critical Fire Blast took us out. You know what? I could totally win this with a few more tries. Okay, literally the next try, and when you look at this, Rapidash went down way faster this time, and Arcanine kept using potions and Roar, basically just refusing to fight us. Arcanine only tried to hit us once with Takedown, and it missed, so it was a total pushover. Blaine never ceases to amaze me with how terrible he is. What's with Pokemon games and having bad 7th gym leaders? I guess Candace and Lisa and Tate are pretty tough, but other than that, the early generations really did have weak 7th gym leaders. Okay, now for as easy as the last chunk of the run has been, this is usually around where it starts getting hard. We've got the hard rival fight coming up, a few usually easy gyms, another hard rival fight, and then the Elite Four. We have a pretty great level thanks to being in the fast leveling category, but that doesn't mean that we're gonna have an easy time. We're still a little bit slow, and Alakazam is super fast and loves to crit, so any given fight from this point on could be brutal. I'm just happy that we already have pretty good moves. We may not be much of a physical attacker, but the same type attack bonus really does help with that. Hey, it's been a little while since we did some MDB AMA, let's do a round. Okay, lots of these are really short, so I'm gonna do a ton of them. Question 1. Lena wants to know if MDB AMA still exists, and if so, am I gonna do more challenges in Black 2? Yes and yes. Maybe I'll do more runs in Black 2 once I'm healthy and life slows down a little bit. I did a Black 2 Christmas run ages ago, and I'm really proud of that one, but it took a long time. When I'm not having to do so many appointments and not constantly having to slow down work for health reasons, then yeah, I'll probably do more Black 2 runs. That game is pretty fun. Question 2. Zeta Rose wants to know if the kitties go for a laser pointer. Yeah, especially Rocky. He really loves the laser pointer. Question 3. Trent wants to know if I've ever forgotten to cancel an evolution and had to restart the game. The only time I can remember it happening was in my very first run, the Rattata Red run, like 4 or 5 years ago now. It wasn't that big of a deal though. I'd saved right before the fight re-evolved, so I only lost like 3 minutes of progress. It's probably happened like another time, but considering I don't even remember it right now, I probably didn't lose any serious progress, so not really a big deal. You have a long time to actually hit the B button, so, you know. Question 4. Hinakita wants to know if I do a challenge run in X or Y since I've Let's Played them now. Yes. Same answer as with Black 2 though, I just want to wait until I have more time that I can commit to them. My first challenge in a generation is always one where I like to take extra long and make it really detailed so I can go over the plot and the order of events, so it'll be a big project when I do that first one. Question 5. Tyler wants to know if I drink water from a water-type Pokemon, and if so, what would taste the best? I mean, that's a hard no, because it would probably be like spit? Spit from an animal, which is like extra weird? Question 6. Kia Zhao? Zio? I'm not sure. Wants to know if I believe in Joe Hendry. Lastly, question 7. Furball Warrior wants to know how I feel about Mandibuzz. So I actually had to Google it because I don't think I run into this thing naturally in Pokemon Black runs, but I recognized it once I saw it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. High defense, cool type combo, looks kinda cool, good moves. Now, I didn't watch the TV show beyond the first season because I'm 31, and Pokemon Black didn't even come out until I graduated high school. So I don't know what its personality is like on the show, but it seems like a cool Pokemon to me. I've actually thought for years now about doing a series of videos where I get on webcam and I pick a generation of Pokemon, and I just go through every single Pokemon in order and tell you my opinion on them. Is that something you'd be interested in, or would it be horrifically long and boring? I have no idea. I guess let me know in the comments if that sounds like something you'd enjoy. That's it for another round of MDB AMA. Remember, if you want to get your questions answered on the show, then just put MDB AMA in the comment. All one word. And please just use it for questions for the show, not for challenge requests or promoting your own channel. Using it for challenge requests just makes it harder to search for the real questions. Alright, back to the run. Rival time. Right away, Pidgeot hits a critical quick attack for a little bit of damage, but we just one-shot it with Ice Beam, no problem. Execute is a one-shot with Ice Beam as well, and next is Water Onix, who is of course a one-shot with Thunderbolt. After that is Alakazam, who's faster and nails us with a Psybeam, but thankfully it didn't crit, so we could one-shot him with a Body Slam in return. Last was Charizard, and he's faster, but he wasted his time with Rage, letting us easily Thunderbolt twice for a win. Well, that was surprisingly easy on a usually very hard rival. After that was Giovanni, but like always, this fight is very easy. Ice Beam and Psychic make short work of his team. Kangaskhan is a little bit more tanky, but he just used Guard Spec, so 2 Body Slams took him out as he wasn't fighting back. Now, the Poison Gym actually took quite a few tries because a lot of his team is faster than us, and getting paralyzed by Stun Spore or crit by Alakazam is just a death sentence. But on this run, her Alakazam totally threw the fight by using Reflect twice. Sure, it made Body Slam weaker, but we only got hurt once, and it wasn't a crit, so it went pretty well. Last for the gyms is the Ground Gym, but it's all really easy too. The only damage we took was Dugtrio hitting Dig, then a big thrash from Nidoking at the end. Mind you, Dig in Gen 1 is as strong as Earthquake, yet it still only did about 40 damage to us. That's insane. I guess that's the AI's no stat experience in action. Will the second from last rival fight be as easy? I'm skeptical. Rival time. Right away we get hit by a weak quick attack, we freeze Pidgeot, then we take it out. Second is Rhyhorn, who's just a one-shot with Ice Beam, and third is Execute, who is also a one-shot. Water Onix is fourth, but it just failed Leer before going down to 1 Thunderbolt. It was going great, but fifth is Alakazam, who hit Psychic for massive damage. Body Slam didn't take it out. Then his Recover healed him enough that our next Body Slam couldn't finish him off, then he used Psychic to knock us out. Okay, that was bad, but he uses random moves. We could totally win this in a few tries. Okay, 2 tries later, and not only did we not get hit leading up to Alakazam, but he just spammed Reflect so we didn't get hurt against him either. Last was Charizard, and he totally could have beaten us if he just spammed Slash thanks to us actually missing a Thunderbolt from the 256 glitch. But it didn't matter because he locked himself into using the nearly useless Rage, so he won anyway. It's funny how Charizard can either be really dangerous if he's critting like crazy with Slash and using his fire moves, or he can be totally useless if he uses Rage. Last little bit of travel for the run, and I'm not sure how I feel about the Elite Four. Lorelei could be easy if Jinx doesn't go too badly, but both Bruno and Lance should be a breeze. On the other hand, Agatha might be a nightmare. We're super effective against our whole team, but thanks to special attack and special defense being combined into one special stat in this game, Gengar has essentially way more special defense than normal. Then when you factor that in with all the randomness between Hypnosis, Dream Eater, and Confuse Ray, plus sometimes she switches Pokemon a ton, but sometimes she doesn't do it at all. It's pretty much totally random how she's gonna fight, but unless we get a lot of luck, we're probably gonna lose that one. I might need to grind more, but we'll see once we get there. Now that we're at the Elite Four, let's take a look at our stats. Honestly, they're all pretty low. We've been getting by and having an awesome moveset in a generation where most Pokemon don't have many good moves. I really doubt that I can beat the rest of the run like this, but we level quickly, and we have the type advantage against a lot of the Elite Four. I figure that we can at least win this below level 70. Make your guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Ice Trainer Lorelei. Right away, Dugong gets us with Growl before we easily two-shot it, but in Gen 1, I think the first hit of a stat-dropping move drops us by 33% if I remember right, so that could make the Jinx fight hard. We got lucky as Cloyster just missed Clamp to do no damage before we took it out, but next is Slowbro who hit another Growl before we two-shot him. Jinx is next, and thanks to all the Growls, it took a few body slams to take her out. Thrash crit us on the first hit to do a lot of damage, so we have low yellow health by the time we paralyzed her and she went down. Last is Lapras, and although we do good damage, Hydro Pump took us out. Okay, I think I'm gonna grind for a few levels. We have a speed tie on a few members of our team, so getting a little bit faster might make this fight a lot easier. So I leveled 3 times and tried the fight another 6 times. It looked like I could win if I just didn't get crit by Jinx so much. I was hoping she'd use Double Slap more, but on this attempt, she at least didn't crit, so I got to Lapras with decent health for once. We almost got taken out right away by Blizzard and absolutely would have lost the fight if she hit again, but we crit our second Thunderbolt to never give her a chance. That was pretty nice. Second is Fighting Trainer Bruno. In contrast to Lorelei, who took tons of tries, Bruno was easy on the first attempt. The only time he had a chance to use a fighting move on us, he used X items instead, so we just totally squashed him. How do you think Agatha will go? Yeah, she's Poison type, and we have Psychic, but Gengar has insane special in this game, so I'm not looking to do much damage. We might have to get lucky. Third is Ghost Trainer Agatha. So after an excruciating 11 attempts, this is the best one. Yeah, my best attempt is the one where I hit myself in confusion. How many times was that? 5 or 6 in total? We also got put to sleep. Honestly, I don't know what's up with Gen 1 hit chances. It's a 60 accuracy move, and across my 11 tries, Hypnosis missed once. Then again, the game pretty much never works as intended, so there's probably some obscure glitch that I don't know about. I think I just need to level up a bunch so that I'm faster than some of our team, because I can't possibly see us winning any other way. So I run through the Elite Four a bunch of times for levels, and reach Agatha again at level 69. Nice. I was still slower than a lot of her team, but I gave it a shot anyway, and ended up having this really easy win, because she just wouldn't stop switching Pokemon and using Dream Eater while we were awake. Why could she have not done that when we were level 63? We could have won. It's like all of a sudden she dropped her obsession with Hypnosis. Alright, fourth is Dragon Trainer Lance. Now outside of getting hit by a Hydro Pump right away, this was a crazy easy fight. We just swept the whole team with Thunderbolt and Ice Beam, so I guess I didn't really need Blizzard. Are we ready for the Pokemon Champion though? I'm skeptical. It probably really will come down to what Alakazam does. Let's hope he spams Reflect. Finally, the Pokemon Champion. It's Pidgeot, and we lucked out. It missed its Sky Attack, so we took no damage as we two-shot it. I don't like that it was faster than us, though. Alakazam is second, and we need good luck to not get crit and taken down, but on the first try it used Psybeam. It didn't crit us, then it used Recover. We were hardly able to get a two-shot. Rhydon was of course a one-shot with Ice Beam, and next was Exeggutor, who put us to sleep pretty quickly. Gen 1 sleep is ridiculously strong, and we ended up losing tons of attempts because of it. Now on one hand, he doesn't always use Hypnosis first, and it misses a lot, but on the other hand, I just got hit by Gengar's Hypnosis on something like 11 out of 12 attempts, so I'm sure there's something I don't know that affects this fight. I'm just gonna keep trying until we at least get past Exeggutor. I think it's possible. Okay, many tries later, Pidgeot hits 2 wing attacks, so it's not exactly a great start, but Alakazam went better than usual. He just used Recover every turn, even when he had full health, so we took him out in a couple body slams. Rhydon is still a one-shot, and this time Exeggutor just doesn't go for Hypnosis. We still get hurt a little, but really it was only a little bit. Still, the damage builds up, and we're only a little bit above half health. Water Onix hits a Dragon Rage, so we're down to 89 health as we one-shot it with Thunderbolt, but we level up to go up to 92 health. Last is Charizard, who outspeeds us and drops us to only 9 health off Fire Blast. We'd have lost when Thunderbolt didn't get the one-shot, but it actually paralyzed him, giving us the speed advantage and letting us win the fight. It took tons of tries, but we actually got the win at a pretty low level. I like how well-paced that run was. It's always a nice little bonus when we have a fast leveling Pokemon on a solo run. I really hope you guys like that run. The next Pokemon challenge should be up next week on Saturday, like usual, with Pokemon Gold with only fighting types. I really like type-specific runs, so I'm pretty pumped for that one. There's also not a whole lot of fighting types in the game, so I don't think I'm even gonna have a full team. It should be pretty hard, actually. There's a lot of big fights that fighting types will probably struggle with. As always, I'm looking forward to your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Alright, outro time. Health stuff, because I know that that's obviously what everyone's asking about. So I've done the 72-hour Holter monitor test now, which is like it's a thing where you wear some stickers on your chest with a little satchel, and it records your pulse and some other things with your heart. So I've already done that, and I've dropped that off, but I'm not going to hear back on that for quite a while. And today is, let me check, the 12th of August, which means I have an echocardiogram tomorrow. It was going to be in November, but it got bumped up. Actually, I think every one of these cardio appointments were booked for September and November, and they're just one by one. I'm getting calls from the cardio clinic, and they're bumping them up to August, which makes me think that they probably think it's very important. I don't know. So I'm doing an echocardiogram tomorrow, and then the day after I'm doing a stress test, where I'm going to be on an exercise bike or maybe a treadmill, and they're going to be doing something. I don't really know. They didn't really give me any details on the phone, and it sounds like it's a different kind of stress test than the one that I did 2 years ago. The one I did 2 years ago is one where they put you on like this exercise bike that tilts sideways. Not like completely sideways, like 45 degrees. They do like an ultrasound on your heart while you're on the machine. That was really crazy. I don't think it's going to be one of those, but who knows? Maybe it'll be. I think it's going to be more like something where I'm on a treadmill and I have those stickers on my chest for like ECG, EKG. I think those are interchangeable names. Something like that. And then my appointment for when I actually see a cardiologist about the results is still booked for November, but who knows? Maybe once I have all these tests done and the cardiologist has the results, maybe that appointment will get bumped up and I'll see him sooner. Who knows? It's a little bit of a mystery. So that's kind of like all the health updates I can give you. I was a little bit lightheaded doing this voiceover, but I didn't have to stop at any point, so at least there's that. And I can't wait to go make myself a meal, because I just realized I've been awake like 2 hours and I haven't even eaten yet. I just had a bunch of water. Ugh, time flies when you're desperately trying to get every appointment done. I have like a billion appointments. I gotta be up at like 7:30 in the morning tomorrow because I have an ultrasound to do at like 9 in the morning. And then later in the same day, I'm taking Sabu to a new groomer, and they're gonna assess him and probably groom him there. Maybe we'll have to book an appointment to have him groomed another time. Who knows? That groomer needs to assess the cats to make sure that they're not like aggressive or anything, but like Sabu is the most chill cat ever. And I've taken him to groomers before, and he is very, very easy to deal with. But he's the kind of cat who needs to go to a groomer at least a couple times a year, because for as much as I have grooming tools and I can brush him up pretty well at home, he's a Himalayan, so he gets really long, wiry fur and stuff, and eventually it starts like growing into spirals and stuff, and it starts to knot. And he's pretty good about letting me work on him with the dematter tool, but not perfect about it, you know? So he does need to go to a groomer every once in a while, so I'm taking him to one tomorrow. And God, I think I have more other appointments, right? I gotta book like an ultrasound appointment for my bladder still. But I need to print off. Okay, you know what slowed me down on that? Beyond having a million appointments, obviously, is I have to print off a PDF to bring to the ultrasound clinic so they know like what they're ultrasounding, right? And I've already been sent the PDF by the urology clinic, but I went to print it and my printer is out of black ink. I, like, never print anything, and I don't even remember printing anything since we got, like, a new inkjet put in there, like, over a year ago. So, I don't even know, but printers are, like, the worst thing ever and the biggest scam ever. I'm paying half as much to get some ink from like a third-party brand than I would be if I was getting it from Canon directly, because oh my god, ink is such a ripoff. I remember watching this video once forever ago. Austin someone? I think it starts with a C. And he was talking about how like those ink cartridges that they sell for like $80 only cost less than $1 for them to produce. That is such extortion. I don't know. I don't know if things have changed, but I mean, I was just looking at Amazon prices for ink and it still looks unbelievably expensive. So whatever, I'm getting some ink soon and I can finally print off that stupid PDF and I can book an ultrasound clinic and we can rule out whether it's my bladder or not, because they want to rule out everything. And I got to see my family doctor for the first time since the last time I did a voiceover. She's the one who's supposed to refer me to a gastroenterologist. I think that's how it's pronounced. Because like every ER doctor told me that that's what I should be seeing, but that they can't refer me to one, my family doctor has to. But when I got there, she couldn't refer me to one because the hospital had not sent her any of the records. So she doesn't really have anything to show the gastroenterologist when she contacts them about getting a referral, you know? So I had to sign a consent form and they sent that off to the hospital, and apparently I'm going to get a call back from my doctor at some mystery time in the future whenever she has the results and can get me that referral, I guess. I mean, I'm probably getting the referral. She talked like she's probably giving me the referral, but she didn't want to confirm anything because she obviously didn't have any results in yet. So we'll see. I don't know how she didn't get some of these results, considering some of these forms I was given for this blood work and urine tests that I was doing literally had her name on it, so I don't know how it wasn't forwarded to her, but whatever. She has the consent form now. It's been sent off to the hospital now, so hopefully, the ball will finally be rolling on that, because like with these abdominal pains and everything that I'm getting, I think the most likely cause will have something to do with the digestive tract, you know, whether it be stomach or intestines or something. I think that's probably the most likely scenario at this point. It could be bladder, who knows? Obviously, that they didn't find anything when they did the ultrasounds previously on my bladder, but this time it's going to a urologist rather than just going to an ER doctor to glance at. So maybe a urologist is gonna figure out what's up there. Who knows? Anyway, that's all the health updates I can give you right now. Again, follow me on Twitter, linked in the description. All of my stuff is linked in the description. You can follow me on Twitter if you want to keep up with all of the health journey much quicker, you know? I'm gonna go make a meal, because I'm real hungry. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.